What is going on, guys? Joey Franza with Flex Training Systems here. It has been not that long, actually, about a week. How we doing? How's everybody doing today? Good to see you, even though I can't see you. This video is going to be, just kind of an update video, what's been going on with me. And at the end, there is going to be a point to take away, something to be aware of. If you do compete in powerlifting, if you don't have access to certain things, something to be aware of on meet day. So April was really crazy for me. We had my girlfriend competing at Bench Worlds. Then we had John competing at that big money meet, and then this last weekend. Well, actually, 2 weeks before, Tina's meet, we had Collegiate Nationals, so had a lot of lifters competing there, and then we had, the last week of April, a big local competition where there were 8 lifters I was responsible for. I also had 6 other lifters during that weekend competing. I think all of them that weren't with me so 4 out of the 6. So total, we had 14 people competing total. 8 of them were in person. 9 of them went 9 for 9. The other 6 missed some attempts, but as far as like pounds left off the platform, I think we did a very good job of leaving it all out there. Sometimes things can happen if you leave it on the platform and you miss some attempts. I mean, at least you put it all out there. It's a kind of a shitty feeling, and this can get you in the habit of competing too frequently when you leave some pounds on the platform. Like maybe you should have jumped 10 kilos, but you jumped 12 and a half, and it was just slightly out of range, so that's 10 kilos you're leaving off your total, which sucks. That's why I always tell people to be, if you're unsure, just go with the lower option. But yeah, everybody did great. Some really solid progress from a lot of people. I had one girl in 3 months. She put 27.5 kilos on her total, which is strange because it's not strange. It's just, we did our first block together. She put up a good total, and then nothing else changed other than I didn't have her cut weight, but she weighed like almost the same that she did the meet before, and her training numbers, there was nothing like out of the ordinary. I just made one adjustment. Like the general takeaway from her last prep was I think I can push her a little bit harder. And I did, and she did great. So Abby, if you're listening to this, shout out to you. You did really, really good. But so many other people, one of my girls, Carolina, broke 1,000-pound total, which is like a huge milestone. Like, I don't know how many girls can say they've totaled over 1,000, which is pretty nuts. We had a close fight between 293s. Justin, shout out to you for that mishap on your second squat and then coming back and getting it. Herman, you've been going through some tough times at work, a lot of stress adding up, and then with the whole 2-hour weigh-in, first time doing USAPL, I thought you did great. So that's another thing to mention. A lot of people competed at USAPL for the first time this last weekend. It was really cool to see them just go through it and see what it's all about, which means there's going to be many more of them at Raw Nationals. This Raw Nationals, I'm gonna have well over 30 lifters, like there's no doubt in my mind, and hopefully we'll be sending quite a few people to Worlds. So that's kind of what's been going on with me. Really, really busy. As you guys know, I've been dieting, kind of put that on hold for this whole thing. I'm still, down 12 pounds, but in order for me to keep pushing, I need to have my life stress a little bit lower. As you know, if you're dieting and everything else is going on, you can literally backtrack pretty hard. So what I wanted to, the takeaway from this video, and if you don't care about any of that, you just wanted to gain something from it. I had one lifter that she didn't do as well as I would have liked her to do. She's been on a very good streak for the last couple, I don't know, she's been with me for many years, and she's been doing really, really good. I think her performance, so she ended up going, I believe, 5 for 9, and I think she almost would have bombed out on deadlift if I did not catch, that things were off in her last warm-up. Things did not look good. So I went up to the table, I adjusted her last deadlift. She ended up only getting her opener deadlift, and she missed a squat due to some hesitation. Like kind of did like a weird little double pause thing. I mean, this is a very common thing for very cerebral lifters, people that maybe they're uncertain, or they have a lot of self-doubt, or those insecurities, they come out. They can come out in those times of, wow, like I'm handling a heavy weight, I've never moved this weight before. But the main thing that I think affected everything, and this is something that I try to look out for when people send me videos, but it's not something I can always see, is if you don't train on competition equipment. So let's say you go to, like, I don't know, 24-hour fitness. I'll just give you the scenario. 24-hour fitness, they don't really want you deadlifting hard or whatever, so you got to use bumpers, and their bumpers are like chewed up. They're literally, looks like they're chewed up, like on all of the outside of the bumpers are like worn down. So it's not 45 pounds. It's whatever. It's going to be like closer to, actually we have some at this gym that I've been training at for a while, and I actually weighed the plates, and they're like 41, 42. So if you got 3 plates on there, that's 4 pounds a plate. That's going to really affect your numbers, especially if you're a smaller lifter. And every pound is a greater percentage of your total. So I didn't really, like, she sent me her numbers, and I would look at her deadlifts and say, all right, all right, looks like you're making good progress, whatever. We did just change her over to sumo, so it made sense if she was, lifting like pretty noticeably heavier weights than she was conventional. And on meet day, on those competition plates, everything was not, it wasn't lining up, and she was eating more food than she ever has. I think when she started with me, she was like 144 pounds. We got her down to 121, and she's on like 50 carbs at that heavy body weight, and now she's on like 170. And so, drop 20 pounds and you're eating way more, that's obviously like a huge improvement. So very good spot for weight. Didn't even have to worry about the weight cut. Was unusually light, maybe a couple pounds light, 1 or 2 pounds, but just looking at all of her training videos, the bench and the squat were similar. I mean, the hex plates at those gyms are going to be like very heavy plastic. It's like hard to chip them, it's hard to break them, especially at 24-hour fitness. And then the bumper, like those bumpers just look super chewed up, and the bar's not the same bar that she's going to be using. And I just, like, you don't deadlift 310 for 7 easily, like at RPE 8, and then fail 319. You know what I mean? Like, we did the same peak we've always done. This is not a new lifter, and I told her, you did everything I could have asked from you. You did. You followed your nutrition on point. You trained, as hard as you always have. You followed directions. You did everything that I said, but the equipment that you were using was very misleading. Like I said, if you're going to be using weights that are not accurate on meet day, you might have your goals set a little bit higher than what they really should be. So if you're training on a gym that has, you're lucky enough to have competition plates, you're good. Rogue has like these really solid metal plates that are they're very accurate. You're good. I actually train with 47 pound, 40. They're 46.5 to 47.5 pound 45s that I got a while ago. They feel freaking heavy in my hand, and that's why like I peak so hard, and my training numbers are always so damn low. So if you're training with heavier plates, you'll be alright. If you're training with competition plates, you'll be good. But if you're training with something lighter than what you're going to be using, and you're not the type of person that peaks really hard, typically those smaller lifters where they're maybe they do peak, but like I said, every pound is going to be a greater percentage of their total, so it's not going to be as noticeable. Then you really got to watch out for that stuff. I have had lifters in a similar scenario as this specific individual, and that not happen. So there could be something else going on there, but it is very rare that I have a lifter. I think the only other time I've ever had a lifter go 5 for 9 was like 2 or 3 years ago, and he was very defiant. And I can only do so much. He ended up getting his stuff together, and he went 9 for 9 the meet after. And that's really his only other option. It's either you listen or you hit the road, Jack. But for the most part, like overwhelming majority of the people I work with are very well behaved. They listen, and they do what they're supposed to do, and I'm very thankful for that. That's why I like putting out this content, because you guys out there listening to this are you're willing to learn, you're willing to get better. You're not the type of person that's going to be resistant if I might want to change something, if it's for the better. I'm a very competitive person. I want you guys to do really well. I take it. If you have a goal, I'm gonna take that goal upon myself to make sure that you get it. I'm gonna put you in the best position I feel at the time to get you there, and then we're gonna go from there. So to everybody who came up to me at the meet that said thank you, Joey, for putting out these videos, I really appreciate it. For everyone who competed this last weekend, if you are one of my lifters, I am so proud of you. Maybe you didn't compete this last weekend. Maybe you just listened to my videos and you are one of my lifters. I'm so proud of you. I think we're doing really great things over here, and we got some big lifters coming on board. I think for Raw Nationals, we are going to have a pretty crazy team. Not only just the sheer amount of lifters, but the lifters that do well, especially in those later primetime sessions. So, we're like 22 weeks out, maybe just under 22 weeks. Actually, I think we might be exactly 22 weeks out. It is May the 4th. Be with you. Get it? Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for listening. I'm going to try to crank out maybe 2 more of these today. I might trickle them out over the next couple of days to kind of make up for the one video that I missed last week. Other than that, thank you so much for listening, and I'll talk to you in the next one.